Hey guys, welcome to Jae Explains, Irvington's State of the Township. That's right, soak it all in. The good people who came out to hear of all the good things happening around our town. Happenings that, if you're familiar with our work, you already know, such as the 80% crime rate drop, demolished vacants, credit upgrades, and all the other fantastic things that have been able to take place over the past year. I mean, I hate to admit it, but the police state kind of worked. Lowering crime to historic statistics and repaving streets have been monumental, and there's no denying the merit of such accomplishments, which is why I understand using the State of the Township as an award ceremony. But, holy God, guys, I was there for 2 hours waiting for a speech. I was curious as to what we could look forward to in 2017. I couldn't take it. I tapped out and left. Luckily, though, we had family in the stands, so I went and talked to them the next day, and after asking about them, looking for, nuggets of progress, I was informed that there wasn't much on the horizon. So, that's really not enough for a decent video. I decided to go to the man himself, set up a sit-down with Mayor Vauss, and asked him a couple of questions on camera. Here, check it out. What can Irvingtonians look forward to in 2017?
Well, in 2017, you can look forward to more of the same. We're just at the beginning, scratching the surface of what we want to accomplish here. There's plenty of streets that we still need to pave. Crime is always going to be an issue that we need to pay close attention to. We got several projects underway that are on the drawing board now that we may want to institute this year. We're meeting with the county as well as state representatives as far as funding for some of these projects. So there's a lot of things going on. It's a fast-moving pace. And I think that 2017 will provide more of the same of 2016, moving us in a direction to where our township becomes a suburban community. I like to be the representative for all urban communities around this country as what we can accomplish ourselves once we work together.
So, how's Phil Murphy convinced you that he understands our plight, and what plans does he have to, help the prosperity here in Irvington and help curb that poverty?
Well, first of all, I think that Phil Murphy is a great individual. He's shown an interest in Irvington early on, prior to, I guess, I want to say almost a year prior to everyone really getting involved in the gubernatorial election. When he was running, he had some other folks that was out there. And I know most of the people that were running, like we mentioned, Steve Fuller.
Yeah.
Out in Jersey City. And a good friend. I was at Steve's wedding.
I imagine.
I thought we just had some really good people interested in the Democratic nominee for governor. And for me, it's always based upon our choices. Even in the presidential election, you had some people who supported Hillary, didn't support Hillary, supported Trump, didn't support Trump. And then the conversation became, well, if not Hillary, if it had been Bernie, it would have been different. And that may be the thought process of some people, but the fact of the matter is, it wasn't Bernie.
True.
And you have a choice to make between the two people that you have in front of you.
Okay.
And my choices are limited to the people that are running for governor who are in the race that I feel will identify more with Irvington and Irvington residents and our needs. And I've had several conversations with Phil Murphy about that, about caring about what goes on in urban communities, about resources, about things being different from how they was over the last 8 years of Chris Christie being governor of the state. So it was my assessment that, even though I didn't endorse right away, because you want to have the opportunity to have everyone come in, and everyone came to Irvington. Everyone who was running for governor came and spoke to our party and to our group, and walked the streets and communicated with people. And it was such a swell in our streets for Phil Murphy, even though we had some other more established candidates at the time. Even with Steve coming here, Steve Sweeney coming here, and out of those three, which I consider to be the major front runners at the time. I thought that Phil Murphy brought more of a non-establishment type of vibe as opposed to the Senate President or the Mayor of Jersey City.
I got you.
And that he was more relatable to people and people's needs. And one of the things he always talks about is, I'll give you an example. I was at I don't want to say it was a fundraiser, but there was a luncheon where Phil Murphy was the guest speaker. Maybe it was a few months ago. And I could tell you, the crowd wasn't filled with residents, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
They were filled with more people of interest, donors, people of that nature. And he said something that was really jaw-dropping to me. He came in and he said, listen, this is a nice crowd, maybe a couple hundred people in there. I understand that there's probably plenty of Democrats and plenty of Republicans in this room.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you, as governor, I will be here to do the right thing because no special interest group owns me. And we have to change the dynamics of some of the things that go on in this state, even from the people that are in this room. But some of you may like it and you may not like what I'm saying, but I have to be honest with you up front. And I just thought that was very interesting for the type of crowd that, you know,
It sounded like Donald Trump.
we were having at that meeting. I think we were in
Saddlebrook.
Yeah, I think we were out in Saddlebrook.
Oh, more of the same for 2017. Okay, I guess. And Mr. Murphy's speech, that must have been inspiring, like really just mind-blowing stuff. So inspiring and just magnetic that it supersedes any policy or legislative agenda. Okay. As you can guess, urban equity was a topic of discussion. His big hang-up, as we spoke, is that I'm the only one that talks about it. I'm the only one that says, you know, let's end the drug war, let's fight that way, and he suggested that I organize, which is very strange, guys, because I don't know how you got here, but thanks. So I'm not really sure he's been paying attention to what we've been doing, with what I've been doing with my organization, but that works because I prefer flying under the radar. And but that's the thing, when he says things like that to me, when anyone says, oh, it's just you, it's just me, I want to be like,
you're just one man. Now we're two. We.
you know, I love my Batman. That's probably how I should approach it. No meetings or nothing. Just use ninja moves and detective work. But as we all know, black people can't be Batman, so I'm stuck doing it this way. It's funny though, because he's right. I am the only one that talks about ending the drug war and eradicating poverty, which is why I was there. I can't be the only one talking about these things anymore. The question I really didn't think to ask was, why is that the case? Why am I the only one that's talking about this? But, you know, legit, it's always an affable conversation with the mayor. But sometimes speaking to him crushes my soul, because I see the brother in there that recognizes the bullshit that permeates throughout our political institutions. But as mayor, he has a line to toe. A party line to toe, if you will. Alright, so let's wrap this up. Do I hate the police state? Yes. Can I argue against the results? No. The State of the Union was a very nice affair, and I can appreciate the attention and awards given to the people of the town. It always rots when fellow Irvingtonians get recognized for their hard work. But can we get a timestamp on that speech next year? You guys doing the best that you can. We're all doing the best that we can. You're doing the best that you can. And the world is just on fire right now. I guess I'll catch you in the next video.